So I have received my package from Lazada back during the 6 bounce back sale. We'll do an unboxing video and as well as a demo for equalizer pedals. This is the box. I ordered it from guitarpusher.com, the Guitar Pusher store in Lazada. It's from Caline, CalineMusic.com. It's the Caline 10 band is equalizer, the CP81. So let's open it. Okay, it's a metal casing, 9 volts DC connection, so the input, and there is 2 output. It's easy to slide. It's the volume and the gain and the individual knob for EQ. For me, I'm worried about this part here because they are too long, and I feel like if you're not careful, someday it will gonna break. But overall, it is, yes, okay, thanks. So this video is basically, we will talk about the equalizers. Do we need one? Before I did the unboxing video of my Caline CP81 equalizer pedal, which I had just bought. I already have a equalizer before. It's by CoolMusic, Sixband. So as you can see, now that I have bought the new equalizer, I had just realized how limited the frequency band it has. So like from the CP81 equalizer, the lowest was at 32, while this cool band initially I had is at the 100, while the highest frequency is at 3000. So I don't know, I honestly bought this through impulse buying last year around November. So my goal was just to use it as a filtering tool, although it's not really what equalizers are for. Since this video is about equalizers, the first question is, do you really need one this equalizer pedal? So the simplest answer to it is no, you don't really need. And a little bit complex answer to it is, before you would ever think of buying equalizer pedals, you must need to fix first your tone. You must need to check if you feel that you feel that you need to buy equalizer to fix the tone that you have. It's a wrong kind of thinking. You shouldn't need equalizer unless you have a better understanding of how these pedals or even this equipment works. Well, we are talking right now about equalizers for guitars, but equalizer is a tool or plugins or uh, yeah, it's a tool used to shape mixes music, individual instrument, the whole mixes, even the voice, guitars, drums. So it is a really it's a tone shaper, but uh never ever like other videos that I have watched, never ever think of equalizers as a band-aid for uh to fix your tone. First fix your rig, then you use an equalizer. But personally, I have different idea when I had bought these equalizers, including the new one. My idea is to use it as a filter to filter frequencies when I split uh, a low cost splitting frequencies. So again, if you are new to this series, my idea of playing is I would think of it the royal blood style. There's a bass splitting that signal into two, but for an expensive way, there's actually a frequency splitter pedal where you can split the signal into which division of frequency you need to split it. Uh, but since those kinds of pedals are way expensive, and since we are on a limited budget by the time I'm doing this video, so I came across of other ways to split the signal and able to shape the low ends, the high ends, basically the type of music that I want to explore, I want to experiment, as I have talked in the previous videos. But there are ways, there are pedals to split the tone, and for each frequency that part of frequency, the half of frequency that you split, you could tweak it to different tones. The low end you could tweak it to different tones, basically how the royal blood band do it. Um, but we are on a limited budget, so even in a limited budget, I am still discovering if this would work or if this would not work, because I do this theoretically. We can call me an impulse buyer for pedals, but as you can see, at least before I buy stuff, I try to search in the YouTube if this idea was already present, and if it works. And sometimes even if I saw the video, these guys with same interest as me doing those experiments, I still want to uh, explore it by myself. So this video in particular is first, we'll explore the equalizer pedals, my two equalizer pedals also, and in a way it's a product review for these two pedals. So this would be the setup for this video. Um, so noisy. Let's try. I can still stop the hum, but basically I will use this mower, GE100. Make sure. Okay. I'll turn off the EQ here, so it won't affect how we run the signal here. But basically, let's save it. I will go from clean and overdrive. Then from this, using my Stratocaster, by the way, from this GE100, I will put the signal into my Sixband, then into my Caline CP81 equalizer, then to my chip amplifier, which I used previously in my previous unboxing and review videos. So that's the setup. So this is my overdriven sound. So while doing a side-by-side review between the two equalizer, I will also try to discuss what's an EQ for. Okay. So this is my overdriven sound. This is my clean sound. Okay, start and my clean sound. Okay, let's fix this. So again, so what's an equalizer for? Again, as I have mentioned, if you need first to fix your tone in the rig before you ever want to use an equalizer. And even saying that, you must always remember that you would never use an equalizer as a band aid for ugly tone. So you need to fix every from the guitar, output of the guitar, the pickups, the processor, the effects pedal before you would result in using the equalizer. So as you can see, at flat levels, at level 0, there is no such difference from an on and off equalizer and an on one. I'll switch this 1, 2. So there's no difference as you can see. So basically, for beginners out there, an equalizer is in a way a tone shifter, the most basic use of it. So you need to be familiarized with the frequency spectrum. So as a general note, those frequencies 80 below, so here in 6 band, this is the frequency 800, 80 below, so this 100. In the Caline CP81 81, it starts at 62, so at 125. So let's focus here in the 125 for the Caline CP81, while 100 in the 6 band. So the frequency 80 below is considered to be the range of the bass. So this is the visual tone of the overdrive. I'll turn the EQ off also here. So when you turn on, you can see that it focuses more on the low ends. One particular idea using equalizer is that you either amplify or cut out the volume. When you put down each frequency down, you also decrease the overall volume of it. So for example, since I put everything down except the lower the lower end, the low ends, so the overall volume is also decreased. So what we do is to compensate for the value through your input. So that's the low end by the sixth band. So that's at 0. So what if you amplify it? So you could hear the low end. So let's try the Caline. So again, as I have said, you cut the volume. So when I turn this off, it would again back to its original output volume. So it's back. Unlike when you turn this on, you only emphasize the low ends at this setting. So let's try it in the Caline. So this is the low ends. So as you can see, the difference between this 10 band EQ with the 6 band EQ is the range and the specificity of the frequency that you could adjust. So I choose the 125 for the low ends, but since we have a wider option for the low end, let's try it at use only the 6.2, and same as here in the 6 band, you could increase it because again, when you decrease other parameters, other frequencies, it generally decreases the overall volume. Still low volume. This is my first time actually to use this EQ pedal, and I'm amazed that these knobs have lights in it. So I have increased the volume for these lower ends, but again, it is still not the ultimate peak volume that you want. Maybe this is the problem of the analog pedals, the volume. So I don't know. Since we have here a multiply effects pedal, what if I turn this off? And does it affects the overall volume if we turn down other? So first of all, for comparison, I'm putting everything at mid 0. If I turn this on, yeah. So let's try an experiment. So I don't know if it's here in the GE100 only, or in other also digital multi-effects pedal, but as you can see, even in digital, the volume is significantly turned down when I turn off the other frequencies. So let's terminate all. So again, we're just demonstrating the different frequency level. So at 80, it's the low ends, or what we call the bass, the bass. Let's put this down. So from 240 to 750 are the low mids. So again, it is really different here in the cool six band because of the differences in uh, the limitations of the frequency. So if 240 is the low mids, here in 240 to 750 is the low mids. So here in the six band, it's these two knobs um, which belongs to that range. So this is how it sounds. Typically, without tweaking equalizers, the problem here is it is low volume because of the overall decrease from the low mids and the high mids, high ends. But see, it's just a low volume. But if you hear it in the equalizer, the range of the guitar usually is in the mid 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 section, in the mid frequencies. So this is the low mids. Well, the low mids in the Caline is somewhere here. 250 to 750. Right. Again, this is what I want, what I like with this pedal, which there are a lot of reasons why I have I've been so desperate to buy this pedal even before the start of this pandemic, where it was offered in the Guitar Pusher store in Lazada, because first of all, there's a gain function and a volume function. So look at this way. Gain and volume is a bit um, in musical terms almost the same, but actually it is not. And knowing the difference would actually um, help us understand, or even um, knowing the difference would help us know how to go on with the mix, especially in guitar. So what do I mean by that? First of all, let's define what is gain. Gain actually is the amount of input you put in the signal chain. So how would I explain it? For example, I turn this back all in same at 0 decibels. The amount of gain, so that's how I do it. Technically, when you hear it, it's still um, volume technically, but it's way different because it is the amount of electrical signal that you put into the rig. So why does it matter? First of all, um, it matters because, um, for example, starting from the pickup themselves and from the volume knob, there is what we call in general the hot pickups, which emits hot signals. So this is common from the Les Paul type of guitar and the humbucker type of guitar, and also the not typically cold but low output signals like in my Stratocaster. Uh, so having this gain knob, gain to tweak this because it's a slider, because it's not a knob, you could um, increase or decrease the amount of gain that is going into the signal chain. So in gain, it is important to distinguish it from the output volume over here, because the gain is the amount again, the amount of signal you put into. Depending on how powerful the power amp is, at a certain point, if you if you have high gain, if it reaches uh, the limit of the amplifier, it would give, in sound engineering terms, clipping. In common musical terms, what we call the distortion. So for example, what I mean by that, this is a clean sound. If you increase the gain, it reach a certain level that that it clips and would, so that the sound engineering term is clip. But in guitarist term, it's overdrive, clipping, distortion if it's way beyond the clipping point, as in way beyond, or um, in description terms, or how you adjective terms for the sound, it's the crunchy part. So by history, you could, in the early years of the amplifier, you would reach this sound if you crank the volume up, because the volume previously and the gain now is the same. So I hope you get the idea. But on the later years of the amplifier, you could reach that clipping sound, the crunchy sound, but you could decrease the output volume from the speaker. So it is using only the equalizer. You have increased the gain to reach the clipping point, although this is only the equalizer, but you decrease the output volume, so you have maintained the crunchy sound. However, you have uh, you have uh, decreased the output level. So even though you maintain the crunchy sound, the distortion, the overdrive, it is still it will not destroy your eardrums in a sense. That's all. So okay. So I have discussed the mids. Again, typically the electric guitar, the guitar usually revolves without effects. They are usually in the mids of the frequency. So actually, that's the lower mids, the 240 to 750. The 1000 to 1200 is the actual mids, the middle frequency. So this is at here in the 6 band is the 1.5. Again, it is so difficult in the 6 band to hear because of the limitations of the frequency compared to, so let's try it. Let's put a volume boost. So it's flat. This is the mix. That's how the middle frequency sounds for 6 band with help from a volume boost or even a gain boost from this Caline. So this is also how it sounds in this Caline, the mid frequency, which is 1000. Again, one useful thing to do with the disregarding this equalizer by Caline is that you could use an equalizer, setting it at all levels as a clean boost pedal. Look at this. This is on low volume. If I turn this on, it's a clean boost from this. No, a clean boost. So again, I'm demonstrating the mids, and of course this is the mid frequency, the bass, the low ends, the mid frequency, or just the mids, and I'll demonstrate. So technically, in terms, the high ends or the treble starts at 4,000. So this is the limitation of the 6 band, because the the highest frequency to be tweaked is only at 3K. So I'm gonna use the power of this to boost so that you hear the difference of the 3K. So you can hardly hear any difference with the 3K, the 6 band compared. This is the limitations of the treble of the 6 band compared to the options within the Caline, which is because this is 10 band, so we have the 8K and the 6K. So I'll cut other frequencies and maintain 4K. Turn this on. Even increase it. So basically, that's um, the different frequency range from the sound frequency spectrum. So I mean, so again, why bother um, telling you the different frequencies? So again, the purpose of the equalizer when you have already achieved your tone is to tone shape the tone coming out from your beat. So I have already demonstrated another use of the equalizer previously, which is to use it as a clean boost. Without equalizer, with equalizer. So this is perfect when you go on soloing, like then you go for solo. Same goes for the Caline. So what's nice with this Caline um, pedal here, the CP81, is again, as I have discussed, the volume and the gain. So even just by using this, you could already have the boost pedal. So for a while back, since I have already the 6 band, I am contemplating if I would buy a boost pedal for so many reasons. Like I have this pedal that cuts the volume, the entire signal. So I need a boost pedal. Then browsing through Lazada, I have came across with this 10 band EQ. There's another 10 band EQ without the volume and the gain slider, just the 10 band. So it's still from Caline, but these pedals, I immediately fell in love with this pedal when I saw this in Lazada. Another bonus points is that it has two output. Knowing myself, I really love two output pedal for the kind of music that I play. Stereo, one sound splitted, giving you different tone, while the other sound splitted, giving you different tone. Basically anything that would give me two separate sounds, so I could tweak those two separate sounds. Maybe because it's still the royal blood influence. So basically you can use this equalizer pedal, both of them actually, for a boost. And my last use for it actually is, again, I am not really a big fan of royal blood, but I love the idea of splitting the sound and making it into two. But uh, achieving that tone is actually expensive. So that's why actually there are a lot of options, but my thinking is, let's start first with the cheaper options to achieve that sound, splitting the sound, and then if it doesn't work, then let's buy um, the next cheaper option before going to the real thing, because again we have limited budgets. So going back, I was planning to use this equalizer to filter sounds. My idea is, when I split the sound, I would love this equalizer would only focus on the low ends, and also would process the low ends. So for example, I have splitted the signal. This signal right here will focus only on the low ends. While, for example, on the other end, this would focus on the high end. So basically, you have noticed it that our experiment failed because it does not really filter that much. You can still hear low ends despite this is high. So what? But if we try different, this is for the low end, and let's filter the high end using this. It is actually better. So that's the reason why I have two equalizer pedal. But using it for my experiment, right now I'm really seeing it that it is really it would not reach that royal blood type of sound, but having these two pedals in my arsenal, or even in other players, you could really have a lot of, you you have a wider uh, tone shaping options having an equalizer pedal. But again, as I have repeated um, in my past almost 40 minutes of talk, you you would not use an equalizer pedal as a band-aid to your ugly tone. You need first to check every part of the signal chain, and that goes until your amplifier, before you ever go into using the equalizer pedal as part of your rig. So that's all for this video. So thank you, and for my next video I would love to review my harmonizer pedal.